All right, ladies and gentlemen, please give me a like and share. Let me know you can hear me. It's quite windy. Looks like we have a storm coming in. Our skies have been really crazy the last few days around the Century Golf Tournament. All the pros just came into Kapalua, had a great tournament. It's pretty cool to see. I was out there with my dad, John, Papa John, over the weekend. Really sick. But now we got this huge storm coming in, which is really weird. Right before all the golfers came in, we had all these chemtrails, and then there was no wind. The skies looked funny. They were all milky, huey, looked like they had been sprayed, and there was no rain, which is totally not typical of this part of the island in Maui. So very strange. Even the commentators that were covering the PGA Tour event were commenting on this. And of course, we saw this in Maui prior to the huge fires and then those epic winds, things that we had never seen before. But anyways, a side point, there's supposedly a big storm coming in right now. And case in point, there's a massive storm to the upside right now. It appears, this is unofficial, but it appears that the Bitcoin ETF has been approved. Ladies and gentlemen, like and share. It's massive news, hasn't been reported yet. This is an unofficial report from General Greene, of course, Diamond Nuts, that the Bitcoin ETF has been approved. And we can see it now through the price action that's obviously been leaked to the insiders like BlackRock and others that are launching their multi-billion-dollar ETFs. In fact, there was even a report that came from the State Department. A lot of the Bitcoin that was seized years and years ago from Mt. Gox, I think they acquired it at a cost basis of like 70 million, and now it's worth 4 to 5 billion. So I want this to sink in. I want you to understand how absolutely insane this is. Congratulations, of course, all of our member investors. Islandproject.com. We have huge, massive news on the acquisition of 3 and our 4th properties with no bank debt as a part of Islandproject.com. See if you qualify. Click the link below right now or call my dad at 808-442-2934, Papa John. We're going to do a video together because he's in town later this afternoon. Go over a lot of our amazing updates. Again, it always pays to build during the bear market. Remember, I told you to buy Bitcoin at 16K. Now it's trading at 47,000, and it's going to 100,000. It's going to 2 to 300,000, and then of course 2 to 3+ million long term. It's digital gold. It is a completely innovative technical asset that we've never had before in world history. It is also unconfiscatable by tyrannical governments as long as you have your private keys. So you want your private keys. So important. So this is radical. Let's talk about that. Why is the BlackRock news so huge? Why is the news that there's 13 or over a dozen ETFs being now approved by the same people that told you not to buy Bitcoin and it was a scam because they were lying to you at first? And I told you this. They were lying to you because they wanted the Bitcoin. They wanted the 70 million so they could turn it into 5 billion. BlackRock wants your coin. Okay, BlackRock owns the world. I told you to buy it so you can get rich, and you should still be buying it right now because it's still very undervalued. Well, the huge advancement and why it's a pump the news event, which I also predicted. I wouldn't be sell the news because this is very bullish for the general population. The general population is much more comfortable, along with financial advisors in the financial industry. They don't want to hold your keys. They don't want that liability or risk. What they want to do is put you into a managed fund. They want to put you into a Bitcoin ETF, something easy that removes that liability from financial managers. So just practically speaking, they can manage hundreds and hundreds of accounts at once. Now, of course, by the time they're selling you the ETF, Bitcoin will be well above 100,000. Most of the gains have already been baked in by people, by what I've been telling you, and people that have taken my advice by buying Bitcoin early. Your gains have already been locked in because the BlackRocks are now coming in and buying your bags. Now, in addition to that, all these large Fortune 100 companies that own the world now have to come in and buy native Bitcoin assets. So they're going to buy native Bitcoin assets hugely right now because they have to. They have to own all the crypto, the Bitcoin and the ETH or the XRP or whatever they're buying, these large caps, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. They have to add it as a part of their portfolio. They have to do it. They have to do it. Otherwise, they can't issue their products. So it's going to start with a Bitcoin ETF, then it's going to move to an Ethereum ETF, then there's going to be representations and there's going to be an XRP ETF, then there's going to be managed ETFs that will be portfolio builds like I go over at school. Again, we're way ahead of the curve. We're decades ahead of the curve. I had a great conversation with Maddie. I'll shout you out there. God bless you, Maddie. She's been following me for 3 years now. We're kindred spirits. She's been praying for me, our organization, islandproject.com, for years. She just became a member at islandproject.com, bought her first fractional real estate in our amazing portfolio, a long-term subscriber, been with me for a very long time. And we were just talking about, how all of these amazing things are happening through the glory of God right now, how He's just laying a pathway, and how the platform here at AMTV has been able to see things decades in advance before the American people and the people around the world really realize, and it hits them right in the face, that this is what they should be doing. And again, the primary message has always been on this platform: get into real assets, get into real estate, own fractional real estate, own the high end. That's where the capital appreciation and the gains are. In fact, there was a report that I just put out on Twitter earlier today. Single-family homes are skyrocketing now to new records as a result of interest rates coming down a bit. So now that interest rates are coming down a bit, nobody's been selling their properties, there's limited inventory, and now that the billionaire class, like I've told you, has been buying all the high-end properties, it's pushing prices up even further and further. Again, this is an affordability crisis. The collapse is a collapse up into blockchain, into crypto, into fractionalization, into tokenized real estate, like islandproject.com, into real-world assets tokenized. I will be tokenizing later this year. This is going to be our flagship year. This is going to be where we grab this and put it right into the heart, as we have about 80% of our portfolio built out in 2024, as we've been laying the strategic roadmap since July in the previous year, and we've been building along with our team. For those of you that don't know, we own amazing properties. We own a 5-acre parcel with 3 structures, 1 spec home. We're building a mansion, 6,000 plus square feet, 2 stories, amazing views on its own farm. That's what my investors own. They also own a beachfront Diamond Nuts condo in Waikiki, right on the beach. Grab your surfboard, come on out. Got the fleet of Jeeps, the Diamond Nuts, everything that people need. We have 3rd and our 4th properties. I'll save the 4th property. It's a secret, but we are looking at an iconic Diamond Head view right now, right on the ocean, right on the beach, that we're in active negotiations now. We're in active negotiations on 2 properties. So these are world-class elite assets that normal people can't afford, which is why I designed the Island Project to democratize a safe haven outside of the collapsing banks during end times, during the collapse. So you could get rich, so you could have cash flows, so you could have peace of mind, so that you had private ownership over assets, just like the billionaire class. See, we've hijacked the system for you, the American people and beautiful people and freedom fighters worldwide, so you can get in on the action, own the best assets, get those cash flows up, get those capital gains up, and then on top of all that, we're the first in the world not only to fractionalize real estate, we're the first people in the world to successfully micro-fractionalize real estate here on the islands. First in the freaking world, Diamond Nuts, Oscars coming out, champagne bottles flying out. But we will also be the first to tokenize the multi-billion-dollar project on our proprietary blockchain. These are massive, massive developments you've never seen before in the history of the world. That's why I put all my money into it. That's why my number one investment is Island Project, of course, because I had to think, after creating all this wealth in crypto, how would I diversify? What would be the safest bet? Where would my money be safe outside of the collapsing banks like Credit Suisse, which collapsed to zero, or Silicon Valley, which collapsed to zero, or Silvergate? If I can't trust the banks and I can't trust these government entities that are pushing us into a new system and a new order, where would the safe haven be? You know, I noticed this decades ago, but all the elites had been buying real estate. They were buying 10 homes, 15 homes, 25 homes. They were buying Learjets. They were buying yachts. They were buying space yachts. They were bouncing around in fake space. And I had to think to myself, well, obviously that's the safe haven. That's the safe haven. Decentralized, leaderless, okay, and decentralized leadership. We're seeing this, of course, with Crypto Church. We're seeing this with Jesus Coin. Let me talk about that, too. We're about to explode, guys. We are set to explode with Jesus Coin. New records incoming. Check the charts right now. Moving into a freaking parabola. Get Jesus Coin now. Click the links below and get Jesus Coin. We are moving into a freaking parabola rocket ship right now, guys. Okay, CoinMarketCap.com just reflected the 80% burn. This just happened in the last few hours. So again, we've been so early on this. I recognized Jesus Coin in the early days on my brother's anniversary. God told me about it. My brother, rest in peace, his birthday in May. I told all of you about it. I told you to buy Jesus Coin. I released it privately at school, under 1,000 people, under a 500K market cap. It's now trading above 40 million, as high as 80 million. It's going straight to $1 billion. While Bitcoin pumps and ETH pumps, the money moves to Jesus Coin. Bitcoin pumps, ETH pumps, XRP pumps, the money moves to Jesus Coin. It moves to deflationary, more speculative assets changing the world with enormous use cases. The use case of Jesus Coin, of course, is church. It's salvation. It's cryptochurch.com, which I just bought for $20,000 because I believe in it that much. I donated $130,000. It's actually worth over $500,000 or something like that right now in the early days of Jesus Coin to the DAO and the founder because I believed in it so much. Because I believe in changing lives. I believe in changing souls. I believe in no abundance. I know that there's enormous, immense abundance through Jesus Christ, that the path is there, but you have to believe in yourself. You have to ask God to clear the path and the obstacles. In fact, my church, I have a great church. They gave me this today. It said, pray about it, or yesterday. I was sitting in church. They were talking about the book of Nehemiah. They were talking about Nehemiah asking God to clear the pathway so the king would allow him to rebuild Judah. That they would allow him to rebuild the walls. That he had to ask the things and ask for the things that seemed impossible in his life. But because God had his back, because God has all your backs, because Jesus Christ is king, he opens up the pathways for your success. So just congratulations to all of you tuning in. Major updates coming, full portfolio review. We'll talk about fractional real estate. Again, we are the innovators in this industry. It's why we have a multi-billion-dollar blockchain launch coming in the future. We're the first in the world to do it. We are the smartest minds. We are the #1 managers in the world. We are the best in crypto. I'm the best in the world in crypto, in Bitcoin, in tokenization. I've been doing this over a decade. I've written books. Bitcoin, the future of money. I've done audiobooks. I have entire courses, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of subscribers to bitcoinrich.com. I've made more millionaires in the last decade than anybody you freaking know as a part of my educational platforms. Now I'm making billionaires as a part of islandproject.com because Jesus Christ is king! Jesus Christ is king! 1,000 freaking X, baby! I love you. I love you. I know you can feel the passion. I'm a passionate guy. I came out of the womb like this. Came out of my mom's womb. I was screaming 1,000 freaking X. I told my mom, put your diapers on because we're going to the freaking moon, baby. And it's exactly why God put me here. This is amazing news. January 8th, again, you heard it here first. The Bitcoin ETF has been leaked. It's unofficial right now, but the approval is imminent. We see it through the price action. The insiders already know. My phones have been ringing off the freaking hooks this morning. Can't tell you who the people are, but they've been, we know, guys. We know. We've always known. We've always known. That's why I told you to buy Bitcoin under 1,000. Now it's going mainstream. BlackRock is getting in. Fidelity is getting in. Schwab is getting in. All these guys are getting in. They're getting freaking in, baby. Pop the freaking champagne bottles. They're buying our freaking bags, baby. Oh, I'm pumped. I'm so freaking pumped. Bitcoin's going to 50K. This is going to be insane. It's not about the money, guys. It's not about the money. It's about changing your life. My goal is to empower you with whatever tools that you need, whatever it might be. Money, a spiritual foundation, confidence, leadership, showing you how to do it, showing you what it takes to live the Diamond Nuts life, showing you the roadmap, giving you those tools so you can kick some ass. All of you are leaders. All of you are powerful. Our management team, myself, my father, our crew, our team of consultants, best in the world, leading the charge with the solution in a very dark world, with the solution in the fallenness of the world, with the solution during planned, pre-organized hyperinflation by the elites. As they print currency into infinity, we safe haven your assets at islandproject.com and put it into hard assets. We put it into real estate. God told me to build islandproject.com. He told me to tokenize the digital Noah's Ark and trademark that. So we safe haven you out of the tyranny of Canada, Australia, New Zealand. We safe haven you out of the lockdowns, out of the banking collapse and what's to come. The geopolitical wars, the conflict, World War III, hyper-Bitcoinization, all of it. The Island Project has been specifically designed for this moment in history. It has been specifically designed for the problems around you. It has been specifically designed for future cyber events. Grid goes down, all my investors still own prized real estate with an appraised value. They own land. They own productive land. They own cash flows. Even if all crypto goes to zero, you're still rich as a part of islandproject.com because your money's out of the banks. The banks collapse, doesn't matter. Your money's in a new bank. It's in the bank of real estate. This is what the elites are doing. Again, I emphasize the point. Islandproject.com. Get in with your first 30 units today. See if you qualify. Not available to the public. Call my dad. 808-442-2934. 808-442-2934. It is your last chance to take aggressive action. You know, all investments have risk. I'm not a financial advisor. Read my terms and disclaimers. But what we're doing is very, very low on the risk spectrum. I mean, you own a physical asset. It's outside the banks. It doesn't have bank debt at all. It's built on cash flows. And that core investment, which can never go away, and that includes all the hosts of ecosystem benefits that we offer, our extraordinary community, private events, personal access to me and my father. I speak with hundreds of people a week now, guys. I'm working 24/7 around the clock. We are the ecosystem and the safe haven and the ark during this shift. And I tell you guys all the time, you know, this comes from my Division I All-American mindset. I was a Division I, official Division I All-American athlete. I played NCAA, D1, started as a freshman. I was recruited heavily on scholarship all across the country. I was recruited to the #1 schools in the world. It always comes from that mindset. But the mindset is to win. Play to win. Our team, my management team, is the best in the world. We play to kick ass. We play to win. We play to 1,000x all of our members, 1,000x our investors. We play. We buy the dips. We build during the bear markets to succeed in the bull markets. We are the motivators. We are the ones with the skills. We are the ones putting in the hard work daily, years and decades in advance. So you can pivot, leverage, prosper, and then all of your, honestly, it sounds crazy, but the dream of freedom and liberty can become your truth. Now, again, it's not about the money. It's about changing the world and changing yourself and realizing that you have this enormous leadership ability, all of you. You have this enormous power through Jesus Christ. You have the limitlessness to accomplish anything, and all of it is abundant, simply with a mindset shift. It's your daily consistency. It's your habits. Okay? It's what you think about. It's what you're putting in your mind. More importantly, it's your actions. What are your actions? I encourage you today, before this thing rips higher, before Bitcoin and the Island Project soars 1,000x, before Ethereum soars 1,000x, before Jesus Christ I can't believe it. Go into a freaking $1 billion! Go into a freaking $1 billion! Before that happens, click the link below at islandproject.com. Buy your first 30 units. You've got to be approved. But come in, fill out a 5-minute app in the membership tab. We'll review it. If you're approved, we'll sign off on it. You can fund crypto, ACH, wire transfer, credit card. Call my dad and ask him any questions. 808-442-2934. My dad works with everybody, goes over everything with you, everything that you need to know from a business perspective, everything that we're doing. Super, super easy. Can help qualify you. Make sure the investment's right for you. If it's not, he'll tell you it's not. We've actually turned away more people because they don't qualify. We are oversubscribed 300% to Island Project. I've only let a few people in. We're closing out. You're not going to get in because it's fixed. We're fixed at 33,500. It's going to close any day now. Especially with Bitcoin pumping, we got more money coming in. People realize we've been right. We're making people money. We're making people rich. We're offering a freaking solution. We've been way ahead of the curve. Facts are facts. Bitcoin rich. Bitcoin rich. Islandproject.com. That's islandproject.com. Call Papa John, 808-442-2934. See if you can get in now. Get in now. 808-442-2934. Roll over your IRAs before the banks collapse. Before the next Credit Suisse goes to zero. Roll over your retirement accounts. Roll over. Self-manage it. Privatize it. Bring it into our fund. Bring it into hardcore real estate with no bank debt and cash flows. And we'll go over all these amazing features, but we've opened up incredible new opportunities as a part of the project. Tiers. This includes part use, not a timeshare, but we have community builds. You can stay up properties. You can touch properties. You can hang out. You can go surfing, do whatever you want. Okay, one of our Jeeps are in all the units. I've got Diamond Nuts lifted Jeeps, 4x4s, off-roading in every freaking place that we own. 3 and 4 are coming. I got a huge surprise. Oh my gosh, wait until you see this beachfront property this fourth beachfront property and this iconic diamond head, freaking sick. I'll show you some pictures of this. I'll do a new newsletter very, very soon privately for all of our members. Like freaking mind-blowing, guys. I've got a huge spec going, right up here up the mountain. It's coming, huge ocean views. I'll have architectural renderings and designs. I just can't even keep up with myself at this point. I'm super, super excited. Bottom line, share this video. Bitcoin goes parabolic. 47,000 today, on its way to 100K. The Bitcoin ETF has been approved. It's just unofficial, and it'll be leaked to the public. Could be in hours, could be in a day or so, but it's coming. This is the biggest news, the most earth-shattering news since the internet, social media, and e-commerce combined. General Diamond Nuts Grid, Pastor Grid. I love you. You know who the king is, Jesus Christ. Stay tuned for CryptoChurch.com as well. We're saving souls and bags. 1000X.